Hey everybody, just wanted to give a little tour of my Galaga machine. I actually sold this and immensely regretted it and convinced the guy to basically sell it back to me. So anyway, I did have Very Sneaky do his mod on it, do his magic. You can't really get these anymore, so I just kind of wanted to document one of the later builds of his board where he added a lot more than just the few games. So as you can see here, Burger Time Dig Dog. Crazy Kong is basically a variation of Donkey Kong. But what's cool about these is there's alternate games. So like, for instance, if we go to Frogger and enter this, now if we hold either player 2 or fire while pushing the player 1 button, so I'm going to hold fire and push player 1, it's going to give us a secondary game as well. So we have Frogger, but then there's also another ROM that he installed on here. So this is another version of Pac-Man. I'm not super educated, but on which one this is. I've seen it before, but I don't remember what the name is. Let's see. So you get the idea, but I'm just going to go through the different games that are on this particular mod. Let's see. So Pac-Man just has, or Miss Pac-Man has a Pac-Man Fast. I believe that's the same with Pac-Man Plus. Let's just check. Holding fire while pushing player 1. It's giving us the alternate ROM. And oh no, so it's a Junior Pac-Man. So apparently, like, the home menu doesn't have enough RAM or storage, excuse me, to install like game art for each game. So he just did that backup where you can still get into the ROM, but just have to do a combination buttons. One of the other things he did on this later build, I think this was just kind of optional, is if you look at most of the other Gen 1 screens, they don't fill the game doesn't fill the whole screen. And with this, it's not pixel perfect, but it takes advantage of the whole screen. If you look at your Gen 1 cab when you fire it up, I believe there's pixels missing on the right and the left. So this actually expands it. But as you can see, it makes it, like I said, not pixel perfect. So like this square is, well, now it's moving, but some of the pellets are smaller than the others. But I asked him to just go ahead and do the full width of the monitor and sacrifice the pixel perfect, because you can't really tell. Before I get to the other ROMs, I guess I can just talk about the few little things I did to this cabinet. Obviously, I put a 4-way stick in here. I had to drill a hole in the plexi, the deck protector, and also the board here to get the round circle so we could do. And this, I believe, is from a Final Fight cabinet, so it's not the Gen 1 sticks. It's a little bit better. And then, of course, I added some orange tape as the trim rather than just the black stuff. Most people use green on Galaga, but man, I think the orange really pops and brings out the orange in the Galaga. So what else? I added a volume knob. I don't know if you can see this, and it's okay. You're able to more finely tune it, but for whatever reason, it's made the volume a little bit quieter. As you can see, I also did the Poor Man Tilt mod. So rather than having the screen fully up to here, you just basically unscrew the side panels and you can take out some of the screws from the screen that are holding it in and just let it rest back, and then screw everything back together, and it adds a cool recessed look like the original Arcade would have. And then the last thing is another poor fix is there's no screw holes, and that's just because I took black electrical tape and put it over, and it blends in really well, and it's, you know, obviously free because everyone has black electrical tape around. Did the same thing with, hey Google, turn the cafe lights on. The same thing with these cabinets. So Pac-Mania, you can't see it because I just used some white electrical tape, but from here, you know, you can't tell. Same with Golden Tee, and I don't think we did anything on Simpsons. Guess I got to find some blue electrical tape. But, and really, you don't notice anything on Star Wars because, you know, it looks like stars. So I'll get back to the other games here. So I'm 99% positive that Galaga's got Galaga Fast, Galaxian is Galaxian Fast, Space Invaders I think is Space Invaders and Color, and then this one I don't think there is a secondary game on this one. Let me just check real quick. So I'm holding fire, and we're gonna push player 1. What is this? So maybe this is an alternate game. Take that back. I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, this is a different game. I don't even know what this is. So anyway, go back out to the main menu here. I'm just gonna turn this off, and Pac-Man, yeah, is going to be just Pac-Man Plus. Let's just double check. Yeah, Pac-Man and Pac-Man Fast, excuse me, not Plus. Back out. So like I said, I didn't actually buy this back from the guy. I did offer to buy it, and he turned me down and said that he would accept a trade. He's putting him into his Airbnb VBROs, and I have a friend who had a Galaga, and he was willing to sell me his stock Galaga, and so I asked the guy if he would you know, be willing to trade me, like he said, and he did. He was kind enough to let me do that, so that was really cool of him. And I just picked it back up today. Oh, we already did this one. So Mrs. Pac-Man, yeah, I think Mrs. Pac-Man is just Mrs. Pac-Man Fast. Yep, so you know what that is. We'll go back to the main menu. Frogger, and then let's see what the alternate game is. Oh yeah, we already did this. That was the first one I started with. Burger Time. And Very Sneaky. He's a super cool dude. Always willing to help and whatnot, but pretty sure that he stopped doing this because it just wasn't worth the headache. There was a lot of, I don't know about a lot, but enough bad buyers that made it miserable for him. He just did it, you know, to be cool with the community. And to my knowledge, he's still the only one that can do this mod. But they just took the fun out of it for him, and he stopped doing it. So super bummed for this game. Is pretty fun. My daughter really likes playing it. I don't even remember what all these are called. Obviously it showed it in the beginning, but see what's next here. Dig Dug. Mr. Do. I think that one's a pretty popular one. Actually, this one's pretty fun. I played this one a little bit. I mean, I would say it's up there with Dig Dug, personally. Maybe even better. It's obviously not nearly as popular, but it's super fun. All right, let's go back. Crazy Kong. And this is basically just a clone of Donkey Kong. I can go in here. This is going to be a super long video, obviously, but oh well. It's fun to go back and look at these after years. It's lacking the base of that original Donkey Kong game. Was it just me, or is that like the most basey game ever? Let's see if I can zoom in here. But yeah, I don't even know how they got away with making such a clone. All right. And I have made it, you know, the first few levels on this, and as far as I recall, it was like basically identical to the original game. So we'll see what alternative, I don't know if I did this right. I think Tappers is on here as well. Oh yeah, that's what this one is. Tappers doesn't perform the greatest. I guess it's a little too graphically intense for this first gen. But like sometimes when you can see the frame rate's a little buggy, but it's enough to get the job done. Let's go back. Mappy. You know, I don't know, to my knowledge, there's not a, you know, full deep dive into the now ancient history of Very, Very Sneaky mods. So I just kind of wanted to put this out there for anyone that's curious about it. So we're going into the alternate game here. Everybody knows Mappy. But this one is, there's a circus game. Yeah, that's what this one is. This one is super fun too. I'm sure everybody knows what these games are, but my kids also really like this one. But every level's like, you know, obviously different. It's not the same thing over and over. All right, let's go back out. And that's it. So if you're not counting fast, so these two are fast, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's also fast, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So just like 19 or 20 different games on this one board. I mean, what an awesome value to, like, I think it was just an eBay listing. You mailed him your board. It was like $20 and you paid for shipping back. Like, what a killer deal. It's just too bad that some jerks in the community ruined it for everybody else. But I guess while we're at it, and this is the longest video in history, I'm sure no one's even going to watch this, but if you are, appreciate it. I have the volume mod on this one too. No, I don't. That's why this one's louder. Got an alpha Cade over there. It's running corn ops, and super cool. So this one, I don't remember if there's alternate games. I think there are. Let's see. So, but on the main menu, we have Centipede, Crystal, Missile Command, a pinball game, a couple bowling games. I think that's golf, and Golden Tee, Liberator, Tetris, Reactor, and whatever this is. So let's just see what the alternate games are on this, if there are any. I don't even know. So let me. Okay, yeah, so he has right here Centipede and Millipede, so we got that. Come on, there you go. Crystal Castle. So let's see if there's any alternate games here. Oh, I think I did it wrong. All right, let's try it one more time. Okay, so holding fire, player 1. Nope, it doesn't look like there's alternate games on this machine, but oh well. I mean, there's still quite a few, as you can see. Unless, I mean, I think I'm hitting the right button. You know what? Let's see what this first one says. This says hold player 2 to get the alternate game, so let's try that. Just to make sure. All right, we'll go to Crystal Castle. I'm gonna hold player 2 and hit player 1. Oh, it is an alternate game. What is this? Oh, it's that game. You can play this with a trackball. Let's try it. No. So this one, I guess. Oh, you play. Oh, okay. So this would be how the original. Turn that on. This would be how the original game was, like Space Invaders, which was just a button left and a button right. How am I surviving? So that's cool. Let's go out and see what the others are. These are the only two very, very sneaky arcades I have right now. I just sold like 4 or 5 cabinets. I had a Street Fighter cocktail here, and this table was over there. And a couple of those machines were, this was basically my arcade, but I kind of wanted to make it more of a game room, board game area, and leave that as kind of the arcade that was all full-size machines, or, you know, Arcade1Up full size. And let's turn this on. So yeah, anyway, I sold Rampage, which was very, very sneaky modded. And I had Street Fighter 2 or Gen 1 sold, that was not modded, and Final Fight, which was not modded. And I sold those and kind of consolidated to that Pac-Mania over there, and super disappointed with the performance of the Pac-Mania. Has a ton of frame skipping. Some people don't notice it, but yeah, the frame skipping is just debilitating, especially coming from, you know, a Gen 1 Galaga performs flawlessly, and all the games on there pretty much do. There's no lag whatsoever. All right, where are we at here? Missile Command. Let's see what we got here. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he did the mod on this machine where it takes up the full screen, so it's pixel perfect, which is fine. But maybe it is. I can't really tell. It's a little dark. But so it looks like it's kind of like a super breakout type of game. I need to spend some more time playing some of these. So this is pretty awesome. All right, let me go back out. Pinball action. Okay, Speedball is the alternate game on that. We don't really need to look at it, I guess. If you're desperate to see, you can Google it, I suppose. YouTube it. Alphabet owns the world and all of our data along with it. Let's see what we got here. Capcom Bowling. Alternate game loading. Oh, interesting. So I wonder how this is played. because obviously on my other machine, which has it, you use the joystick. Let's see how this works. So it's just using up and down for these buttons here. So that's kind of interesting. I think I prefer it with the joystick, but it's cool that it's there nonetheless. Yeah, man, I was so close to selling this machine as well. I was going to get rid of all my Gen 1s and go to the newer legacy machines or deluxe, but I just don't know what to go with. I don't trust those new legacy machines because I believe most of them are using that same board that just has terrible frame skipping. So not worth the risk anymore. I'm really glad I didn't let these go. Let's see what we got on Bolorama. Oh, push the wrong button. Let's try it again. Alternate game. I literally have never loaded these up. This is so cool. I don't know what took me so long. I think he modded this for me like at least 2 or 3 years ago. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, this is awesome. But that doesn't use trackball, so. All right, let's get out of here. Might have to give that one a try. I think this is probably a golf game, if I had to guess. You know, I didn't see the alternate game splash up, so. I'll try it one more time. I assume this is a trackball. Sure. I don't even know what I did, but out of bounds. All right, let's try this again. Was that the same game? US Classic, holding player 2, hitting start. Yeah, I think that might be the only game on this slot. Because, yeah, that is US Classic. All right. Like I said, the performance on pretty much all of these games on these Gen 1 cabs is really good compared to the legacy cabs, which I just don't understand. I wish I was one of those that didn't notice the lag, but once you do, there's no unnoticing it. And I'm sure no one's watching this video at this point, but if you still are, maybe at the end here I can show you a comparison. So Golden Tee, Golf 2. I'm not a very good multitasker, so I don't even remember if that's what it says in the main menu. Was it Golden Tee 2? It was. So no other alternate game there. Liberator. Was this still Liberator? I don't even know. It's not showing us a title. Trackball works on this one. This might be kind of cool. I literally have never played Liberator, so I'm not sure. Oh, you know, I love the design of the new Centipede cabinet. Like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And if you could overlook the frame skipping, the next thing you'd have to overlook was the fact that it's not a vertical screen, which I think most of the games on there aren't a vertical screen, they're landscape, but that's like an atrocity when you're buying a Centipede cabinet. To play Centipede, you have to play it on a horizontal screen. Like, some of the decisions over at Arcade1Up, as grateful as I am for them, like to be in existence, like it's just, like I said, an atrocity. But I guess some people might prefer it that way. But I mean, what a cool idea that they brought to us. And I know they didn't even plan for people to have like 20 machines in their basement, and they didn't even really expect people to play them. I've seen interviews where they were like, you know, we didn't even really plan for the deck to be resilient to use, because they thought it was just going to be more of a decoration for people. And to be honest, that's what most of us use it for. I mean, I don't know how much we're actually playing an arcade, but is this the original Tetris, or is this an alternate Tetris? Let's see. I'll just not hold the alternate. Oh yeah, so that is an alternate version of Tetris. Cool. Okay, so there's two different Tetrises on that slot. Reactor. Not even sure what reactor is, but let's see if there's an alternate. I don't even know if that's... This may or may not be reactor. Okay, that's kind of cool. Trackball game. I'm just going to go into the main game and not push player 2 to do the alternate and see if it's the... Okay, so that it must be reactor. Looks like most of these games do have an alternate file, but there's a few on it that don't. I think that's the last one, Cabal. Let's see. So, looks like that's it. So if we had to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think there's like around 19 on this cab as well. So real quick, let me just show you if it'll even show up on the screen. But I'm just gonna load up Galaga here and see if you can see how smoothly he's moving. There's no stutter. There's no stutter on the stars. They're just going smoothly. The ships are floating down smoothly. But now if we look at Pac-Mania, and I love this cab, like I really wanted to love it. One thing I'll mention too, these headphone jacks, the sound quality is infinitely better. A lot of times sound is minute differences. You have to be a discriminating ear to hear the differences, but on this it's night and day if you plug in your own speakers. So of course I got those cheap Logitechs with a sub in this that I got on Facebook Marketplace for $10. Put that in a couple of my machines anyway. So you just run from your headphone jack here and the sound is just amazing. Using this to plug the built-in speakers sounds terrible, but if you plug in external speakers to this, it's well worth it. One thing I did with this machine is I actually went into the inside here, disconnected the headphone jack, so it's running inside, plugging into headphones. But I don't know if you can hear this. This machine's obviously been soft modded, but like just sounds amazing. And with the internal speakers, it's so thin, there's no bass whatsoever. But all right, we're gonna go into Galaga here and check if you guys can see this poor emulation. So I don't know if you can tell, but the stars are already stuttering. And let's see. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just jumping and skipping. Hopefully Arcade1Up can. And the cool thing about the headphone jack mod is you can still control the volume from this, but so if you, let's see, let me go in a little closer here. Yeah, you can just see him skipping frames, which makes no sense. Like that should be an easy fix. I did a slow-mo video and posted it to Facebook, and you can see it's just like skipping like 5 frames. It's horrible. It's laggy. Just terrible by Arcade1Up. Other than that, like I really do like these new machines, riser or not. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit, and game on.